Welcome back to Caffeine Confessionals. We are here to talk about the Challenge USA Episode 10. The finale is right around the corner. My name is Allan, and I'm joined by my lovely co-host. We have the Vermontian Zoe Trimboli,
Hi, guys.
the Virginian Luke Muncie.
The Virginian. What's up, guys?
Virginia? Did I not? All right. I'm not that great at enunciating. And we have the Canadian Miss Nikki Sin back with us.
Hello, hello, hello.
Boy, oh boy. It is hot in California. That's what I gotta start this podcast with. I'm sorry. It's 105 degrees, 95 degrees at nighttime right now, and it's at 7 p.m. And so I don't have my AC on right now. So if you see me sweating on camera, it's because of that. For this podcast.
If we could have taken some of that heat and injected that into the episode, it would have been really nice.
Which we're gonna jump right into right now. We get the aftermath of last week's elimination. Sarah takes home cachet, and we see her talking with Kayla and Justine and being like, "Oh, Fab Five is done. The Fab Five is over." And we got introduced to the Fab Five last week, and I already forgot about it.
Yeah, it could have been anyone.
When they were all dancing in the bathroom and she started hugging Justine, I was like, "Get your hands off her! Don't you taint her!"
And I love that Desi just so flawlessly jumped ship. She was like, "Okay, the numbers are not here. I'm leaving."
I mean, I do the same.
Yeah, and I mean, they even said like, "Oh, we still," because like they knew they still needed Desi with them because Desi's probably like been the best player of them besides Justine. But like, "Oh, you know what? We'll bring her in with us, but we won't forget about it." Blah 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 blah. Desi's with both sides now, and so Desi really is just in a good spot in the game overall, and she just looks stunning every week. So good job on Desi. We see Ben and Enzo, where I think multiple people in this show have said like Enzo is like one of their favorite people to have, especially like the guys, just because he's a ridiculous human being. He's a meme. He's like a jukebox with like 10 jokes in it. You put a nickel in him, and he's their TV in the house.
They seem like the type of people, if you walk into a Cracker Barrel, they're sitting there playing the peg game. They're having a great time.
Why would I walk into a Cracker Barrel?
Breakfast is sometimes good. I don't know, but
I don't know. We ain't got it here, so.
It was the only restaurant open on Thanksgiving one year when I was not at home, so.
And Ben and Enzo also seem like the type to be on Thanksgiving Day. Just like, we're away from family, play the pet game. I feel like they're too old for this show, maybe. Like, we've seen some good performances out of Ben, but like...
Maybe they're too old for the show? Maybe.
I'm trying to be nice, but yeah.
Try harder.
Yeah. They bore me. Sorry.
Dom is also too old. We see him and the other guys talking, just about the state of the game. You have some of the girls worried that, the Survivor guys are butting up too much with the Big Brother girls, Alyssa and Angela. But that's the game we have. And they're a clear alliance. And if you don't see that, you're kind of idiotic.
How is Dom still there?
He is riding the coattails of Survivor, which we're going to talk about towards the end of this, I'm sure, because what the heck. But he's a layup. In challenge terms, he is a layup.
He is the layup. He is, I mean, other than the fact that Enzo can't swim, he is by far the worst male left in terms of running a final.
Mm-hmm.
And just bad personality, too, on top of it all. We go into the daily challenge, and it's an interesting challenge. Players they get pegged. There's a semi-truck with a bunch of holes in it. You put pegs in them to move across the truck as it's driving. You get to decide how many pegs beforehand, 4 or 6?
6, I believe.
Yeah, 6 pegs beforehand. What's going to be on there? You grab some to put in your backpack as well, and you try to traverse the entire truck all the way to the finish line, get on top of the truck, win the daily challenge. Person who does it in the fastest amount of time wins. The person who covers the least amount of ground automatically goes into elimination. It is a male elimination day, and I gotta say, the male side of this game is so boring that's a main reason why this episode as a whole was boring.
Thank you.
And we've said week after week after week, these dailies are really boring. And I get they're trying to steer clear of like all the physicality. We do get some this episode, but like give us something else. I don't want to watch people go through the exact same thing again and again and again and again.
It's just people walking.
Yeah, with pegs.
Getting pegged.
This was a Cracker Barrel game they were playing. I mean, it really.
My eyes just glazed over. There's just nothing. One, because the men left are by and large pretty weak. And then there's just nothing gripping me anymore.
No.
Not even the pegs?
Not even the pegs.
No. And I actually did like the concept of them like trying to plot out. Like that's fun to me, but the actual execution of it was not great. And I was locked in. I was ready to live tweet the episode, and I didn't send a live tweet till 25 minutes in, like which was the entire daily challenge, because there was just nothing to tweet about. My tweet was like, I like Justine's jacket. It looks really pretty. And I'm like, I would really like that jacket for myself. But like that's what I walked away with.
I feel like I just like blacked out during it. Like it was so boring. Luke was gone just now.
No, keep talking. He's back.
No, but I mean, like it was just like that daily challenge was so boring that I just like mentally blacked out from it.
I think there's something to say. At least it was hard, because when Tyson right off the bat says this is way harder than I expected to, and he has the frame to be able to do this well. Part of it was that he went first, and I think that kind of screwed him over. But when you're one of your more coordinated, crafty guys is just like, this shit, I can't do it. It was challenging, but again, not fun to watch.
I feel like the challenge needed more to it.
Right.
Not that I would want like a bunch of different like explosions or something, but like, I don't know, have stuff being thrown at them while they're going, or like maybe the truck could go more than two miles an hour.
Or even if they like started on both sides and like worked together, and like if they met at the middle, it might become physical, knock the person off, whoever gets to the top first. It just and.
Do you remember the daily from Vendettas when Nicole Donata got a bunch of shit for knocking, was it Alicia off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like something like that would have been so much better, because then they would have to play hardball, especially at this stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
There was another one in some other season of the main challenge where they had to like carry the puzzle pieces.
Total Madness.
Where
Josh dropped his puzzle piece immediately, and everyone's like, Josh, you dropped a puzzle piece. He's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. You know, as he would.
Really embarrassing.
So the daily gets going. First person to go are Tyson and David, as we mentioned. Tyson, smart guy. He's just like, I don't have a strategy for this. I think I have a strategy, but I really don't know. I'm just a test dummy for everyone else. He and David do not go very far, and everyone just gets to watch them fail. And it shows how like the challenge can be a bit of a luck-based game. I mean, it really is a luck-based game at times. And David is someone who like has been doing really well in the daily challenges the last month and a half. And this week it was just bad luck. I mean, it's just that's the game. Him and Tyson were up for elimination because they went first.
I wish I could have seen how the order was chosen.
The perfect algorithm, probably.
Oh, okay.
Who knows? But it goes back to what Zoe said. Like, I really felt like Tyson could have carried these episodes for me, but we're at the point where even he's not on the men's side. So it's like, just get through these dailies.
Yeah, I wish we had Kylan back. I wish we had Xavier back. I wish we had Cinco back. Like, just give me some young, athletic men, please.
And also on the show, yeah.
We then see Sarah fail, which was fun. I just love it. Then we had Dom go, and Dom's like, "Oh, I'm gonna show these guys I'm not the best athlete, but I'm gonna kill this challenge." And he actually did all right. I mean, he did outperform. Who won in his heat? Was it Danny? That might have been Danny. We'll just say it was Danny, even if it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
I paid attention to my Doritos more.
I glazed over. I really doing my best.
Justine did pretty well for herself. Kayla DQ'd within 2 seconds, and I gotta say, like, I like Kayla, but she has not been performing well lately, and I think that like she's clearly the worst woman left.
What a drop off! Like I think we all were loving her the first like 4 or 5 weeks, and it's just kind of been a steady decline.
Yeah, somebody Somebody imposed that Tyra Banks gif of like, we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
For real.
When you hang out with the Cancer of the season, and I'm not talking about her zodiac sign, that's what happened.
She's sun sign went there.
I was so high on Kayla a few weeks ago, and it's just disappointing. But also, this female cast as a whole is just pretty damn strong to where like being the last person isn't that crazy. Then you have Ben and Enzo go. Enzo looks like he does pretty badly. I think actually like he did comparable to Tyson and David, even though he went last of the men. And Ben just did pretty solid. And Ben ends up being the male winner of the daily challenge. Good for him. His second daily win of the season. He's been solid the entire game. Good for Ben.
Yeah, I mean, boring as far as storyline, but I said this a few weeks ago. I didn't really love Ben on Survivor, but he doesn't get on my nerves that badly on this because he is trying every single daily, even if it's not a guy's day. I mean, I know it is today, but like, didn't he win last week?
Danny.
Oh, Danny, 2 weeks ago it was a guy's day. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but he's had strong like showings every single time, so we appreciated that.
Since he like distanced himself from Sarah, he's more tolerable.
Which was driving her nuts, and I loved it.
Good. I like seeing that Wi-Fi signal on her forehead just like increase. I got one too, but
I love seeing Sarah be like, I don't know how this person who's supposed to be my real life friend who I talk to every day outside the house can talk to these other people and have these other friendships. Does that mean our friendship outside the game isn't real? No, it means you don't have to talk to each other at every moment of the day.
It also, to me, was you're the one questioning your real life friendship with this person over a game and in these circumstances that are not directly impacting you at all. Like, who is actually being the bad friend here? She could not talk enough shit about him in her confessionals this week. Like, she couldn't.
He said good morning to Angela. What is that about?
What a nightmare.
Right.
She's but yeah, Ben's been doing good all season. And then we go to the female heat, the last female heat. Angela and Desi. And let's give Desi some love to start. Desi kills it. She has the second best performance of anyone in this daily challenge. She looks amazing in a blue blazer. Unfortunately, Angela demolishes this challenge. She strategically has her peg set up to be a bridge for her, which she made it look easy, in part because she herself is just so strong physically with so much core strength, balance, fearlessness. She is ridiculous. She's good on all levels of the game.
I am so impressed by her. And I don't even care that she has no personality for the most part. I want her on the main show. Like, she has endurance. She has that core strength that is so integral to so many of these dailies and finals and all these things. Like, she's killing this season. And it is so... I'm going to backtrack. Who in their right mind thought we would ever be rooting for Angela Rummins? Not me.
I might put her cookbook in my cart.
And
I'm not going to hit checkout.
Overpriced. Exactly.
I ain't hitting checkout, but still.
Having her great performances, her lining with great men, and this like one-sided hate from Sarah has propelled her to like my number one this season. She is killing it.
Yeah, I'm such a big Angela fan. And I think part of it in the beginning was linking up with Tyson because I love Tyson so much. So it just made me a little higher on her to begin with. But she's just murdering this show. And like Allan said, this is a stacked cast of women. All the women left are solid. Then you have Desi and Justine who are very good. And she's just blowing everyone out of the water.
And Kiki.
Kiki. Yeah, we got that name drop.
And like people will watch this challenge and be like, oh, why didn't they just do what Angela did and make that bridge? No, Angela did that because she just has ridiculous strength and balance that nobody else in this cast really has, or they have it and they don't have the strategy element that she has. Angela just has that CT West Sarah Rice ability where they see a daily challenge and they immediately have a strategy, not just how good of an athlete am I and I'm going to attack it, but I'm coming up with a game plan, and then also I'm a great athlete.
And Luke, I know you said she has no personality, but as she does give me hope for like the dry sense of humor, like cold-hearted bitch personality on these shows.
We'll get to it later, but I agree. There was a moment where David said something and she laughed in his face. And I was like, that's funny.
She understands her role, and that's a big thing. She wins another $5,000. I think this is her 4th daily challenge win this season, so she's up to 21 grand.
Wow.
She's almost too old for DiCaprio. Pretty good.
She can't win another.
And I'm gonna just dot this on. It's just every week I keep expecting for the moment Sarah to get like one up in a daily challenge on Angela, and it just never happens. I thought this was gonna be the week at first, and then we just see Sarah DQ, and it's pretty funny. I'm sorry. Out of the daily challenge though, we know David comes in last place. I feel bad for him. Honestly, could have been Tyson in last place, but I know David was gonna go in between those two for production.
I was gonna say the same thing. We didn't really get a close up of those shots, but they know where the value is, and not that he doesn't have value, but Tyson's like the moneymaker.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want Tyson in elimination either, so it's a smart choice by them. So like I'm not complaining. I'm just saying you could talk me into that being true. David's going into elimination. Angela and Ben have to make a decision. David asks them on the couch, "I would like to face either Tyson or Dom in elimination." Dom makes sense because Dom is the weakest guy. Take out Dom. Tyson, though, I need whatever self-confidence, self-help books that David's reading to where he suggests Tyson, because I'm like, I just need a little bit of that in myself.
I wish I had that confidence in myself.
He's had it since his reality TV debut, like just living in delusion.
Well, he can't read a room. He cannot, for the life of him, read a room. How did this man get on Big Brother? How did it happen?
I'm telling you, he's got some dirt on someone at CBS because I want to know why I keep seeing him on my TV.
Spoiler alert, he's on Love Boat.
What?
I'm just kidding, but wouldn't surprise me.
I was going to be like, they brought back Love Boat?
I was like,
they are, yeah. But anyways, yeah, Dom makes sense. Tyson, it's like, I get that a lot of people are coming onto the show wanting to make a name for themselves, not knowing if there's going to be a Challenge USA Season 2, but knowing there's going to be a Challenge 38 and 39 because they've been renewed, likely a 40. So maybe he wants to make a big game move to maybe make the transition, which he'll never make. But yeah.
Oh, with our luck, he will.
Oh, I'm just going to host it.
I'm going to knock on wood.
That's all. Just knock on everything.
I'm afraid if I knock on my table, I might knock loose my camera and my microphone, so I'm not going to do that for the sake of the podcast. We come out of this moment with David, though, where Ben and Angela are like, well, Ben's like, I don't mind the idea of throwing in Tyson because Tyson obviously threw in Sarah, and he was maybe planning to throw in me earlier in the game. And also, he's a big threat in the final. And I actually do respect that move from Ben, like because, I mean, why would you want to face Tyson in a final? And you got to make your move at some point. It does contradict what Ben has said before, because I think he said a few weeks ago he wants to run against Tyson because he wants to run against the strongest guys. But he then said weeks before that he was jealous of Tyson. Ben is just real conflicted, and I don't blame him because he has a character and a smart gameplay mindset that are just at war right now within himself.
Why do they always want to, like, to be the best, you have to beat the best? No.
So I was going to comment on that because maybe this has always been the case, and I just finally, my brain fully developed today.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. With a guy and a girl both making that decision, you really can't throw in a strong player when the final's so close. Like, Angela made sense. She was like, you know what? We've got to keep the strong people because we got to think about partners. Now, on seasons where just one person or like a group of people that's predominantly one, girls or guys makes that decision, but it makes sense here. And I loved that Angela said to Ben, you are being vague. You need to speak to me or else we're not going to come to a consensus.
I thought she said fake.
Oh.
I thought she said fake too.
Okay, she might have.
Yeah, fake.
But to your point, Luke, about not being able to get rid of strong people left at this point, the guys are at such a distinct advantage at this point in the game because of that, because they're fine with the women who are left. Like, there's whoever the weakest woman ends up being, there's not that big of a difference unless they're solely paired with, I don't know. I really don't think that there's a downside. Whereas the women, if they're trying to get rid of the weaker competitors, there is a huge difference between David and Dom and Enzo. I'm sorry. Like, Dom and Enzo are 1 and 2 on my hit list if I'm a woman, because Enzo can't swim. So God forbid. And he's old and he gets gassed out so easily. He's been terrible in everything. And Dom can't run either. Like, he can't do anything. So Angela's in a really tricky spot. I don't know why she went as hard defending Dom as she did. I think it was actually a really great opportunity for her to be like, oh, well, Ben wouldn't budge on Dom, so I had no choice. Because again, the likelihood of him winning a daily, not gonna happen.
Well, and there's the idea of like making big moves too soon. It's not too soon. Like, you see how many people are left? She could easily cut him and say, sorry, Survivor guys, I did what was best for me. And they would say, you know what? That makes sense. And they still wouldn't cut her the next week because she's really good.
And
what has Dom done for them?
Exactly.
It was Ben's idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she did go back to Danny and Tyson and Dom, and they really did lean on her to make sure it was Enzo. And that's part of it. And you want to keep that loyalty to the Survivor Alliance group, I guess, in a sense. But yeah, I agree with you. I would have thrown in Dom. I would have definitely thrown in Dom, but it's just that she going back to Danny and Tyson, them being like, you got to make sure it's Enzo. And we have to also know, Ben was like, Enzo's off the table at first, too. He was very strong on that.
Correct. And when they leave, though, this happens right after, so I don't think I'm jumping ahead. Sarah gets irritated because she overhears a conversation and says that Ben is Angela's puppet. I'm like, would you not have kept a Survivor man, Sarah, since you're Survivor strong? And have you not played puppet to Tony on Winners at War?
Yeah, that worked out well for her.
Right.
And if the roles were reversed and Ben was her puppet,
oh, she'd be eating it up.
Right in there.
By the way, insane. I don't think we ever talked about that together. Insane that she made that face gesture. Just bad.
Yeah, you did miss that recap. That was
nightmare fuel.
Scary. So what was fun to me is after this, we have Angela talking to David about it and just being like, okay, here's the deal. It's likely going to be Enzo. And David should have been happy about this. Like, it's better than saying, okay, we're going to give you Danny. We're going to give you Tyson. And I get like they were in the same house on Big Brother 23. I'm not even going to say they were friends because they weren't.
No. Look. Do you not remember our podcast where it was like David and Enzo were talking about how they were best friends, like in episode 5 when they had no screen time?
They did not like. Well, David liked him, but Enzo did not like him. He called him an idiot and all these things.
I know, but they've established in episode 3 or 4 that they're best friends, that they're best buddies for life.
I don't accept that as canon.
Exactly.
No.
It's just I agree with you. It's just that's the narrative they've been like saying at like this season. Like that's like Enzo and David are best buddies.
Oh, so whatever people that David has dirt on with CBS to get on these shows, he also has dirt on Enzo.
Likely.
Tell them we're best friends. Tell them.
But neither of them got enough screen time this season for anyone to remember or really even acknowledge that they're close. Not to quote Johnny Bananas, but I am going to quote Johnny Bananas because when David started like getting all like feisty with Angela, I literally go, "Who put a nickel in David?" Like,
right. Well, and Angela had the perfect response. If you want to choose who goes in, win the daily. Allan referenced that at the beginning of this podcast, but like, win the daily.
He said to her, I was trying to win for you guys. He said that to her and Alyssa. I'm like, dude, you came in last. So no matter what you were trying to do, you didn't do shit.
You failed.
And it was a guy's day. All the girls are qualified for the final.
I adore Angela right now, dude, because here's the exact quote. We are playing a game here, and you don't decide who you're going against. If you want to decide who you're going against, why don't you win a challenge? And she said that in 7 seconds, which I find very impressive. It's a pretty long sentence. But yeah, I loved her. And like that ice cream roll that Zoe's talking about, like she really fulfilled it. And like just telling people win a challenge is one of my favorite just like things to throw at someone, especially when you are winning.
Well, yeah. And that's also, we saw her personality shine again. David spouts off about, the God looks like Jesus. And Angela in his face is like, And like, I also don't understand like this misguided loyalty to people's shows at this point. It would be different if David and Angela had done a full season together, were aligned on that season. They've likely never met until this show.
Yeah. Where's David been this whole season? Is it
hanging out with his bestie Enzo?
Because like, does it appear that Angela's been big brother strong this whole time? Like, where has he been?
She has had like a general, like she hasn't really tried to throw Big Brother players in. And she even said, like, I've been winning daily challenges. You haven't gotten to this point. Also, you finished in last. It's not like I'm throwing you in here. So she has had a general, like, she hasn't gunned after them, which is like big. But it's clear she's been with the Survivor players, and David, as Luke was saying, cannot read a room. Zoe said it too, cannot read a room. And it just, she even said, it's not the David show.
He might have a point, though. I'm so sorry, but I've got to say this. He might have a point because if you can remember, him and Tyler, Angela's fiance, were best friends on Big Brother All-Stars. So maybe he should have used that because they were best friends.
Would have been like, I bought your cookbook. What do you mean?
Right.
Did Tyler and Angela break up? I think I saw someone tweet that.
I think that someone's spreading misinformation. Believe me, I saw that right before we started this.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. David reads a room as well as Leah Michelle reads words, and I just don't accept either of them as being very good at either of those things. Oh, don't make that face. I mean, Zoe, I
love the joke because it's true.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I know it has nothing to do. Well, we have talked about Glee before, so I think it's like kind of okay. If there was a rumor going around about me that I could not read, I would play up on it. I'd be like, guys, I can't tell if you're saying something mean to me, but people seem upset about it. I'll have my publicist read this out to me.
Yeah. The only difference is David doesn't have a publicist. And he
has Enzo. He has his best buddy Enzo. And then Angela and Ben tell Enzo he's going in. And Enzo is just as irate because he thinks it's the Enzo show as well. These two guys are made for each other because they can't read a room. Though Enzo, he's wearing shades in the daylight in a bunker. It doesn't really make sense.
Steaming a shirt.
Yeah. So I understand why he can't read the room because he literally cannot see what's going on. But yeah.
He didn't have his bifocals on. His reading glasses.
He was popping off. And the whole time he's like, better hope I don't come back. It's like, dude, again, win a daily challenge. No one has to be scared of you. Even if you do win, there is nothing to be afraid of.
Like, what is he gonna win, the newspaper boy hat challenge? Like,
and I'm almost convinced
6 Mile over here. Relax.
Like, did he buy this hat because CT has worn it the past like 5 seasons?
No, he wore it on Big Brother too. That's like his Big Brother cast photo. Ben is also wearing the hat, and
to show his Benzo pride.
He had all the bravado of CT after getting voted in, and I'm talking like early CT, like dual CT, and he has no skill. I'm not even like he has nothing. He has nothing to bring to the table.
Yeah, nope.
Can we talk before we get into elimination? Can we talk about Ben and his outfits lately? They've been really appalling. He's been wearing like an ill-fitting sweater, like vest with a tie and a plaid shirt and then a cowboy hat. It looked like he stole Kylan's wardrobe before Kylan left, but also kept the cowboy hat on.
It's like the ring bearer at weddings. If that wedding is on a Sunday because it's like a cheaper venue and it's also outside.
It's a Cracker Barrel wedding.
And it's a Cracker Barrel wedding
with a Chili's reception.
Well, with the Enzo hat on, as I noted before we started, he just looked like a country Conor McGregor. And
all his outfits lately look like, you know, when you play The Sims and you hit the randomize button and it just like randomizes different outfits for you and like characteristics. It's that. It's giving soul.
Beard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But somehow he still dresses better than Sarah, so good for him.
Good on him. We get to the elimination. It is balls in. And we've been wanting headbanger eliminations. You know, we talk about it every week. And it's just that cruel, cruel fate that it's David and Enzo, the best buddies. Why can't we just get like Desi and Sarah or just two people I want to see like actually who could actually put in a good, heart-filled effort.
As soon as I saw like the basket of balls, like aloud, I went, "Oh, balls in," and then I went, "Oh, balls in." Especially when these are the balls that went in.
Like, I'm not sure who Cinco went against whenever it was his elimination.
With Azza. Oh,
it was David and Justine, right? Oh no, my bad. It was
Sarah. Right?
Oh yeah.
But like, I'm like, give me that then when we've got big guys in the house. Like, I don't know, but whatever. We got a physical elimination. I'm still mad.
It was just somebody's dad and like their daughter's boyfriend like playing around a ball together. That's what it felt like.
I'll be straight up. I saw this elimination in the trailer for the season, and when they slow stuff down for the trailer so that it looks dramatic, and so like you can't really tell what's going on. That was just full speed. They were going in slow motion the entire elimination. Round 1 gets done, and Enzo literally doesn't even run at David. He's literally just like walking, and David like lightly pushes him back out of bounds.
And then when I heard 5 rounds,
right.
I looked at the time though. I was like, oh, it's
Although I have heard that on the main show that they often do more rounds and then dub over TJ saying they just do 3 just because it's boring. They should have taken notes on this and just shown the round where the winner won.
Guys, it was the softest game of balls in I have ever seen in my life. It was a flaccid game of balls in.
Deflated balls in.
They needed pegs. Anyways.
It was so slow paced, and it was just like they weren't even sprinting. They weren't running. They were gassed out within seconds, and it was abysmal. I understand it's on sand, but people can still run to an extent on sand. There was no urgency, and there was just no like explosiveness, and that's what you want in a headbanger elimination. You want explosiveness, and it wasn't that.
I was like screaming at my screen whenever one of them would have the ball and they wouldn't just throw it away when they were close to the edge. What are you doing?
The most frustrating part for me was the fact that David absolutely could have won with like one burst of explosiveness, just one. And I know that like he says he has heart and he appears to say he wants to win, but like when he threw that jump shot over Enzo's head without even making a single move, I was like, go home. TJ, do one of your stupid dad speeches and send that man home, because that was despicable.
Even like everything that David says to me is like unbelievable. Like he's not a very good, like he has no conviction in anything that he says or does. And so that frustrates me as he is on the show as a competitor. But like right before the elimination started, he's like, "Ooh, he's acting like he's all amped up," and I'm like, "No, you're not."
Right. And I'm going to add this. This is not me making this up. This is true. On Big Brother All-Stars, he talked a lot about doing a lot of experimental hallucinogenic drugs. A lot. And I do think he's just still in a different reality. Like, I think like you've heard those horror stories of people who like crack their back the wrong way and like they go back into a trip. That's him when he breathes. He just
I mean, you know what? I won't get into my own history.
Does anyone else remember that though? Am I insane?
No,
I think maybe
I don't remember
doing experimental hallucinated drugs
that much.
So let me say allegedly in case that's not true, but I'll look that up later.
What, Big Brother Some Stars that season?
The crowd was disappointed in David because they wanted him there over Enzo in the final. Like the women were like, "Come on, David, come on! Literally, we do not want to play with Enzo. You're better than Dom. Please just have a burst of explosion," like Zoe's saying.
Like, and the women actually weren't even giving him enough credit because all of them were saying they wanted Dom over him, which I'm like, you guys are all crazy. But like, it was right there for the taking, and he was just like, "Okay, Uncle Enzo, you can have this one." It was
there
sick.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just curious. Was there anyone saying anything in the crowd other than Alyssa, who would cheer for whoever was doing best? And then I think it was Justine saying, "Okay, guys, give it your all." I don't think I saw anyone else speak.
Battle.
I think Justine was pro David. I know Justine and Desi are a little bit more favorable towards David because I mean, he sees them for like the queens they are. He hypes them up, so they kind of have a little bit of respect for him more than Enzo. It was so like sad, and I mean, Enzo did come back from 1-0 in the fifth round, which is kind of unheard of. But it was still so underwhelming. And Enzo wins the elimination. He has 3 elimination wins this season, and I walk away being like, you still stink. And like, people don't win 3 eliminations on the challenge often. And the fact he did it, and I just walk away being like, yeah, you still suck.
When he was like, you guys are scared, you're so scared, and Danny's like, who's he talking to?
Right.
I mean, TJ actually said something funny when he was like, I mean, you're doing well here, just like you can't do anything in a daily, something along those lines. Like,
so that's what we were all thinking.
He goes like, I'm more of a nighttime performer, which I'll give him credit. Like, that was funny, but it's like, oh, no, I know you are, but like, please just go home.
Yeah. Lackluster.
Enzo getting to the finale night of his 3rd straight show. Who would have thunk?
I'm so tired.
So was he. I like how he's like, yeah, I'm like a little tired, but I don't want them to see it. And I was like, they can see it.
Bruh.
We just saw you get walked back to the line immediately in the first round. It was just so funny.
And on top of the 3 wins, he has the most money. I'm not sure if you just said that, but like,
yeah,
he is the highest earner.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Highest earner by default.
Exactly.
It's so disappointing. This whole elimination, all I want to do, so anyone that's going to come on this show, if you're going to be in a headbanger elimination and you have never put hands on anyone before in any athletic capacity in your life, please go join your local rugby club and learn how to wrap someone up and tackle them. Like, please, God. David, if you were going to curse my television again, wherever you live, there's a rugby club nearby. Please go join it. Please, God, because I cannot watch these soft, noodle-armed men do this ever again. It's so frustrating.
David
played rugby in college.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Luke, you're having a lot of fun.
Did you learn the same?
I don't know if this hallucinogen thing is real now because of Luke. I don't know if I can trust him.
I do think that is true. I'm gonna send that to y'all.
Yeah, you better find. I need the receipts on that one.
So I feel like the elimination's done. We did get the preview for next week. Can I jump to that?
Yeah, go for
it.
Please do.
We have one last female elimination, and I'm curious. We do have a lot of strong women left. We have only strong women left. Who do we think is going home just short of the final? Because TJ reveals as well. We're going to see the final next week.
Have we seen a pole wrestle yet?
No, we have not.
Wasn't there a pole wrestle in the preview?
There was. Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay.
Oh, I fear for Alyssa and Kayla on that one.
I know.
Just getting whipped around.
Well, and let's be clear. There are lots of allegations that we're biased here. I'll say this. You know, it would be pretty poetic for Sarah to get Angela down in a pole wrestle because Sarah wins that.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot even pretend like she doesn't.
Of course.
It's not biased. We just have opinions on a show that we watch.
Thank you.
I gotta say this. I'm biased. I'm just straight up biased. I'm very openly biased.
I'm not biased. I'm definitely bisexual or maybe bipolar, but I'm not biased. I just don't like Sarah.
I am judging Sarah's performances on this show accurately, while also acknowledging she totally has potential to win in a final because she has a skill set that lends itself to a final, but she has sucked on this show. Sorry, go off in the comments. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to pretend that I have an opinion that's not real. She has sucked on this show. She has sucked on my life force, and she has sucked on the challenges. That's it.
While also,
sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna say, should we rock paper scissors for it? You go.
Just go take it.
I was just gonna say, if you would like to go somewhere on the internet where someone like Sarah Lucina is, you know, hyped up, go on Facebook with the rest of
and
Kyle lovers.
Even they are not very happy with her. And I was just gonna add, we can share our opinions on the season and also remind you that she never won a daily challenge on Survivor. But anyways, the finals next week. We started this season so strong. I mean, I think the first recap of this, my eyes were so bright. I was smiling. I was like, I'm loving this.
Lied to. All of us.
I really liked the first episode, but it just is like, I'm not sure if there's value in a season 2 if we're not going to get some of those elements that we see on the MTV show or All Stars. And I'm not sure that CBS is willing to do that. And I get it. They're much more family friendly than our MTV family. Family's a good word.
But they air Love Island. Like, it's not like they
don't even air the good Love Island.
They don't even have Love Island anymore. They gave it to Peacock. So like now we're getting Love Boat. Yeah.
If this, okay, stop casting old people. Bring back a real challenge house with a pool where they get to have fun.
Give them booze.
I'm going to say this too. This is a spoiler, but it was publicized by Paramount. I do believe that every single iteration of the challenge that's filming this year, like Argentina, UK, Australia, and the Challenge 38, I believe they all take place in this house. And I feel like that's going to be a huge detriment to our viewing experience.
Like the house in the same house.
That's what the article said.
It's not a house. It's not a house.
It's giving Total Madness vibes to me, and that's why I felt like I haven't been enjoying it the last few weeks. Because I hated Total Madness, so.
And not having private bedrooms limits hookups. Not that we'd see them anyways, but yeah.
What a lost opportunity to have all these beautiful people from Love Island and they're not even in their bathing suits. Like, yeah. Give me a break.
See them walking around in outfits like I wear here in Canada? Come on.
Except it's warm there.
My British Columbia wear.
It's frustrating.
Like, if they had individual eliminations, like male-female individual eliminations every week, keep the bank accounts. Like, there's a lot of potentially good elements. It's just stop giving us these stale dailies and eliminations. Dailies. And put them in a house where they can have fun and hook up with each other, because I want to see beautiful people kiss each other. I'm sorry.
And I'll also say a suggestion for next season, if you're still listening at whatever minute mark we're at here, CBS, you're not, it's fine. Love Island's no longer CBS. They're Peacock, NBC affiliated. Amazing Race, Survivor, Big Brother, Cutthroat Style. Put them in there. Let's go. Like,
take some tips from Party Shore or whatever the hell it's called. What is it called now?
Acapulco Shore or whatever.
No, that's the next
All-Star Shore.
All-Star
Yes.
Shore. Wow, I just could not think of that. But I like
show.
I know, but the level of fun on that show is what I want to see on the challenge again. You could still have serious competitive people on there and like really good physical competitions and like really good puzzles, but like I don't know, it's just like they don't seem like they're having fun.
We are going to see fun again on the challenge, and it's going to be in the form of the documentary of clips from the past that we're never going to get any semblance of again.
But Kim Kardashian is, for whatever reason, on.
I'm sorry, great marketing.
I gotta agree.
It's smart. It's really smart.
I do know that she watched, because there was another show she talked about it, and she also applied for Real World Hawaii. Like, it's a whole thing. I think she was definitely an actual fan.
Yeah, she's kind of having a moment in pop culture right now. All right, final next week.
Turns camera off. Finally.
Yes.
Final next week. Zoe.
I'm with Zoe here.
Who are you taking as your guy and girl pick?
To win?
Okay, say who you think is going to win, and then say who you'd want to win.
I really think it's a toss-up for the girls. Frankly, I think a lot of it depends on which male they get paired with. My female winner, who I want and who I think is going to win, is Angela. Sleeper pick Justine. And for the men, I think it's a toss-up between Danny and Tyson. Again, pairing will have a huge impact on this. But rooting for my boy Tyson. But if Kiki gets another 5 shout-outs, then so be it.
Yeah,
Nikki. Oh, my bad.
No, go before.
I was just going to say, okay, so who I think will win is I think it will be Angela for the women and Tyson or Danny for the men. or they just hate us and Enzo will win. Enzo and Sarah will be the winners or something. And who I want to win is I want a Desi win. I do. And I want a Danny win for Kiki.
All right, Luke.
I think Tyson and Angela have the strongest shot. They've just been solid. Who I want to win, Dom and Sarah, are not it. I still think I want Tyson and Angela to win.
I forgot about Dom.
The first podcast we even did about the Challenge USA, I did say that Justine was my winner pick. I would not hate to see her win, but I just think would be so cool to have someone that was so good at the season, that is Angela, to win the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree. I was definitely on the Justine train, but she's cooled off. My prediction is Tyson and Angela, because they are, I think, the most deserving, and they've just been kick-ass the entire game. Who do I want to win? At this point, Angela, and I wouldn't mind them having 2 female winners, and just going Angela and Justine. I'm like, because I'll be honest, Tyson's kind of cooled off the last month or so. Yeah.
Who said he looked like a bird? Sorry, was that Enzo that said that?
Tyson does kind of look like a bird.
I was gonna say everyone in the world. I think we also have to keep in mind, like, whoever wins this, we're gonna have to watch again on the global season.
All right, speak for yourself.
Yeah, you might not be able to watch in Canada, but
I probably won't even be here in Canada when that's happening.
You'll be
yeah. Moving to Southeast Asia for like half a year.
Woohoo!
Classic.
The Challenge Southeast Asia coming soon.
It's just me.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Hi, guys.
That's our podcast, folks. Make sure to follow Zoe on Twitter at Zoe Trimbo, Luke on Twitter at Final Reckoning, the I's or L's. I don't even know what your Twitter is at this point. Follow Nikki on Twitter at the Nikki Sin. Follow me on Twitter at the Allan Nagiri, at CF Confessionals on Twitter. Good videos there every occasionally. Some funny stuff on there. Make sure to follow that channel. Hit like on this video if you haven't already. Subscribe. Spotify, iTunes, caffeineconfessionals.com. Have a great day.
Bye now.